That way we'll be complete around noon. So that was our anticipation, that we finish around the noon hour with our request. So we will start off with the Bruce Men's Shed and Jerry Tillman's. Yeah, you want to just sit down and turn the mic on, push the button in the center, and we'll see red.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jerry Tillmans. I'm here on behalf of Bruce Men's Shed. Also, we have with us Jim Martell and Owen Glendon. So to keep things very brief, we want to thank you very much for the grant monies we received for this year. It was very well appreciated and well used. Well, there is a slide presentation we sent there. You could see in there some of the different things that we've done, but we're hoping to be able to do the same again next year with funds. But what I'd like to do is turn it over to Owen to talk a little bit more about our group, and then Jim can finish up.
Yeah, we're a nonprofit group, and I think you probably know from last year, we have about 100 members, and all men, which men do react and meet each other differently than women, and we've been very busy the last year. We have about 20 members who come out constantly for coffee hours, conversation. And we have a number of woodworking projects on the go. And what we're trying to do really is to provide connection for elderly men. And we do that to, reduce loneliness and also to help with their physical strength. So we have hiking programs in the winter, which we run, and we go through the snow in the winter. And we're involved with, through our meeting together, we're involved also in the community with a number of projects. And I know that we're doing fairly well because every place I go now, people are saying, do you think the men's shed could do this for us? It could do that for us. So, and typically we don't raise any money other than we have raised some money for Golden Dawn, but we don't raise any money within our own group. Other than we don't have any fees, and we support ourselves basically through our coffee hours. So, Jim?
Yeah. So a couple of things I just wanted to share just in closing. We were very successful at assembling and putting birdhouses out to the community, in particular on Canada Day over at Pike Bay. We had quite another number of youngsters join us to assemble these birdhouses, and the families got together and they oversee their children, but they really enjoyed it. Similarly, they got to take the birdhouses home with them, of course, and they really enjoyed that activity. The other thing that we're doing is these shuffleboard tables at the present, and we're really engaging a number of our community men, about 10 of us, but 5 or 6 are showing up every Thursday, and we're making a tabletop shuffleboard, and learning all the different skills it takes to with the gluing and the cutting of these boards. And so I just wanted to share that. Along with what Owen is saying, we are really found by word of mouth, because we've found people just really engaged in what we're doing, and really the women in particular are the wives and spouses are really thankful to get these gentlemen off the couch.
Get out of the house.
Yes. Well, the trouble is that the men have really tried to teach the women how to iron and to do some of these domestic things. Because 40 years they were outside the house, and now they're inside the house. Now they're joining the men's shed and getting outside.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Any questions from the group?
Good work.
If not, thank you for your presentation.
I wanted to compliment Jerry for being our star leader. Oh,
okay. Well, give him a round of applause. Yeah.
Jerry's in my community. He just won center for our activities, and I just wanted to acknowledge that.
You need a leader. We have one too. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much. Yes.
Now, before I get going too far down the road here, I should get the agenda approved and ask for disclosure of pecuniary interest. Just before we go too far. Todd and Smokey. And on the agenda and all in favor. Motion carried. Next on the agenda is Laura Bryan, Light and Life, excuse me, Light and Life Chapel. Welcome, Laura.
Good morning. All right. Well, first, I do just want to take a moment to say thank you for allowing us to come in and share a little bit about what we're doing these days. Your time and compassion is appreciated greatly. My name is Laura Bryan. I brought Marlene Wagler with me as well. We're partners in crime in this little youth group endeavor at Light and Life. You might not recognize me as a local yet, but I am now. My husband, John, and I moved up here from Strathroy at the beginning of the year, just before the snow squalls and the ice storms and the road closures. And that was an adventure in itself. We've been attending at Light and Life for the last year, and in that time, I've been learning and observing a lot about our little church and the community that it serves. As you know, Tobermory is an absolute hub of an activity space throughout the summer months, thanks to the draw of tourists, hiking beautiful trails, going on boat tours, and being the dive capital of Canada is not a bad reputation to have. But in saying this, there's lots to do over the summer for all the ages. The off season comes along and kids are back to school, and there's fewer tourists in the area, and businesses either slow down or shut down completely. And we all know that life is peaceful for a time again. And for you and me, that's great. But for many of our young people who like to stay busy, it can be a difficult transition. Some do become involved in hockey and skating, but there are others that are not a part of that world. And that's kind of where we come in. In talking with parents, they want their children involved in church-related activities, or honestly, any activities. They've told me that they are driving some distances, Lions Head, Wyerton, Owen Sound even, to keep their kids involved and to have more social interaction with people their ages. I'm all for this, but long road trips after 3+ hours a day on a bus is wild to me. And with winter weather on its way again, this seems like an even more difficult task for parents. I've been in youth ministry for a long time, 30+ years, and the biggest draw for kids to come to a program of any kind is having a space that is fun, interactive, and a place that they can be themselves. They want to share their thoughts for the future, fears, frustrations, dreams, and more. And we as adults have the life experience to help them navigate a lot of that. Having that kind of safe space can make the biggest difference for them. Do we share the gospel? Absolutely. We're a church after all. We do Bible lessons and pray. And for those that don't attend church, there's no pressure on their end. Just come and be a part of the night. That's all we ask. For them, it's a night out, but for us, we're simply showing the love that Jesus wants us to show. We also hope to encourage our kids to share the love with the community by planning days where we would maybe go out and do some random acts of kindness for them. At Light and Life, we have volunteers who are working under the Plan to Protect program, keeping with adult to student ratios, ensuring police record checks are in place, and again, providing a safe space for the young people within our community. We currently have 11 students attending our junior high program, and we're working to build up a group for our younger kids called JAM, Jesus and Me. These programs cost money to run, from utilities to snack and crafts and holding or attending events that may require those extra resources. And that's why we're coming to you. As a small church that is learning to step out of its comfort zone and truly care for the community, we know that we can't do this alone. And that's why we ask for a hand. I have some handouts here. I'll leave them with you just to share some extra information and the kind of impact that we wish to have on these amazing young people. There's also some information about the community Christmas dinner that we're hosting on December 6th at the Tobermory Community Center, with our young people sharing a fun version of the Christmas story. And it's through the eyes of the animals that would have been involved that night. Please join us for that. We'd love for you to come and be a part of that night. And we would love for you to meet the rest of the group that you would be supporting. Again, thank you for your time and for your interest and for giving these grants to those that need the assistance. Don't forget to watch for future fundraisers and other ways to support our troop. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Laura. You gave us a good overview of your program and any questions? If not, thank you, Laura. Thank you.
I'll just put these here.
Great. Next, we have Darlene Miles, and that is the Lions Head and District Food Bank. Welcome, Darlene.
To shorten the presentation a bit, I just printed off a page for all of you. Thank you for having me. And I'd like to also thank you for the grant that we received for this year. Very helpful, and we appreciate it very much. On the page of statistics, you can see that our numbers are increasing, and our mandate is to try to fight food insecurity in our region. A number of households are increasing. We're seeing more two-parent homes with a few children. They are needing to access our service just to make ends meet and keep food on the table. And you can see, I just wanted to show you with this year, 2025, at this point, we are at the same number of hampers as we were for the full 2024. We still have 3 hamper days left, just regular hamper days. And in Christmas, our Christmas numbers, probably at least 55 hampers will be distributed. We see some people come to the peninsula and then they have to leave for whatever reason, but they're always replaced by another household. And I still don't think that I don't think we're meeting all of the needs out there yet, but we're trying to get the information out that we are there. And pride, embarrassment, huge obstacles to get those people to receive our services. So we're working on that as well. This is the time of year where we do have a lot of donations coming in, monetary as well as food items, and that assists us greatly. But we want to be able to tell our donors that we're not spending that money on anything other than providing food. And so that's why I'm here today, is just our grant has asked for $1,500 just to cover the cost of our insurance needs that we have for the food bank. That's my presentation.
That's your presentation. Well, thank you, Darlene. And yeah, I think we know the value of food banks, both in Tobermory and Lions Head. So do a great job for our community, and we certainly appreciate it. Thank you. And any questions of Darlene? Thank you, Darlene. Next, we have Northern Bruce Peninsula Stray Cat Project, and it is Trace McKay. Welcome, Trace.
Change things up here. The picture with your name on it. Please grab it and pass it on until we get to. That's right. And maybe Peggy can sit in for Amon on this one, because this is an interactive thing. You guys sit here and do a lot of listening on these mornings, but I'm going to make you guys be part of this presentation. First of all, thanks again for the support last year that helped us continue the Stray Cat project for the Northern Bruce Peninsula. We started in 2022. Last year was the first time we came to council to help us manage this important public health and safety, but also kind of a humane animal welfare issue, as cat management is a really hard thing for municipalities to tackle. You can't license cats. You can't really control roaming cats. It's a hard job. So we're trying to do our part to minimize the number of stray and feral cats on the Northern Bruce Peninsula. And just to cover some of our stats for the program, maybe we'll start with Smokey. She can read out the stat. Just to let you know, a lot of our cats come in without names, so we take the opportunity to give them names, and you've all been named as a cat. So that's your legacy. So maybe Smokey can start with some of the stats.
And there are indeed a lot of cats called Smokey.
Yeah.
320 cats and kittens spayed, neutered, and vaccinated since 2022. And I do watch you guys on Facebook. Amazing. Thank you.
Todd.
195 cats and kittens fixed up in the past year alone. Thank you.
I'm next, Trace.
You sure are. Yeah.
2 final year students from the Ontario Veterinary College gained surgical experience this summer.
Thanks. And Peggy.
5 school-aged volunteers engaged in the clinics this year.
Thanks. And Todd.
Yeah, roughly $200 per cat. That's the cost for consumable materials only.
Right. So as we would hope over the years that the demand for this type of program would go down, our numbers kind of tripled in this past year, and a big part because of trying to control the situation with about 90 cats that were taken in from the Stokes Bay area called the Venus Cat Project that I'm sure people have been following in the Peninsula press. We still got about 15 of those cats to tackle on Saturday, and then we're through most of those kitties. If there's one intact male and one intact female cat around that find each other in 4 years, we're going to have thousands of cats on our hands from all of their descendants if they're not spayed and neutered. We're happy to continue this program. I really like Nick Lafontaine, our technician, is the lead on this program. I am her follower. We've recruited many vets in the area to come and help us out on this. And it's providing opportunities for youth to get involved in veterinary medicine, science, and animal science. It's helping veterinary students gain really important surgical skills that they might not otherwise get. We're also taking injured and sick strays as well. I didn't put those numbers on anybody's pictures, but some of them unfortunately have had to be euthanized because they're in bad condition. But I'm also happy to report we do viral screening for all of the strays that come in, and we haven't seen any cats test positive for feline leukemia or FIV, which is feline AIDS. So even though we have a lot of stray and feral cats on the peninsula, they seem to be a healthy population, and now a lot of them have rabies vaccines, dewormed and defleed, and are finding homes or farms to go to in the community. So we appreciate your continued support in this. I think our annual budget, we probably are putting around $5,000 if the numbers stay up around 200 cats per year. Like I said, we'd love for this demand to go down. We'd love for people to be more responsible with cat and pet ownership, but we're doing what we can for the people who can't.
All right. Thank you, Trace.
Right. Great work. Thank you.
Yeah, the numbers. Yeah, I can't believe the numbers. Yeah.
Do we get to keep our pictures?
You sure do. Put them on your fridge.
All right. Mike Workington. Welcome, Mike. And the Spruce Peninsula Advisory Association.
Yes, thank you very much for having us here. We realized 2 things back in early 2025. The first was that we were a victim of our own success. Some nights at Summerhouse Park and Singing Sands, we had between 70 and 100 people attending with only 2 telescopes. So we realized we needed more program managers for the program. So for the first time ever last year, we hired 3 program student managers, Grace, Patrick, and Francesca, and the 3 were fantastic. They bonded like oxygen and hydrogen. So they were wonderful, well received by the crowds, and the lineups at the telescopes were much smaller. The second thing we realized was if we hire 3 students, we need more money coming in. And charging people to visit Bayside Astronomy was not in the offing. So what we did for the first time ever is we started pitching for donations. And it was as simple as having on our rack cards a little QR code that said Starbucks. So if you'd like to help Bayside Astronomy, you can scan the QR code and you can donate. The second thing we did last year was we started something called the Alien Escape, which is basically a forced escape like you have in Toronto, but instead it's at night in front of a telescope, and you have to answer various questions to prevent the aliens from taking over planet Earth. And that we hope will bring in some money. It's offered during the off seasons for Bayside Astronomy. So that's successful. And I've been doing a couple of private star parties to bring in some additional donations for Bayside Astronomy. So that's how we're bringing money in. We still have a deficit, obviously, because we're hiring 3 students. So we need a little more money coming in, and that's where the municipality comes in with your generous grant support. The other thing we did last year was we actually did something, Smokey, that you had suggested last year, which was, are we reaching out to children? So we did a program for the BPPDS outers. They had about 30 students that were out at Cape Croker, and we did a nighttime program for them. Sadly, the weather obviously never cooperates on the Bruce Peninsula, so it rained, but we had a nice presentation and that it was very well received. So we did some good work with the Outnight, where we have the kids from Camp Celtic come out to Bayside Astronomy and visit the stars. So that would be nice. And finally, the last thing we did was we are all concerned about preserving our dark skies and light pollution. So you may have noticed if you've been to the Tobermory Visitor Center for Parks Canada, we have a Lost in Light exhibit with some astrophotography from some local astrophotographers, myself included. Esme Batten is in there as well, a number of other people. And it basically shows all the things that are going to be lost if we don't protect our night skies from light pollution. So that's basically my presentation. We did that last year, and this summer we hope for another great year, and we hope that you find the program worth supporting. Thanks very much.
All right, thank you, Mike. Any questions of Mike? If not, we certainly, how many years again, Mike?
Since 2012.
2012,
So
yeah, okay.
13 years. Yeah.
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 I just heard a lot of positive comments about your program, so.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And just while everybody's here too, I want to just recognize all the groups that we have in our municipality and the good work that all of you do. Without you, we would not have a community. So just appreciate every volunteer hour that you provide. Thank you. So next we will go to, is Emily Cameron on, is she on Zoom? Or?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, she did let us know she'll be on Zoom. Emily Cameron, is that you? You may unmute if that's you, Emily. Emily, if you're speaking, we can't hear you, but I can see that you've unmuted. Emily Cameron, if you're there, you can go ahead and speak.
They disabled chats.
No.
Hello?
Hi, we can hear you. Who is this? Sorry.
This is Quentin Janknet. We're doing
Okay,
this.
thank you. So we don't have Emily Cameron on the line. Our next presentation, Beth Ann Curry, is also supposed to be on Zoom. It looks like we're about 10 minutes ahead, so that might be why. If you wanted to move on and come back, we could do that, Mr. Mayor.
Sharon, which one are you? You're doing two, right? So if you're ready. Yeah.
Is Quentin a student though doing it for the?
No.
I was going to do the Region 1 first, and when I did the application, for some reason it did not send this. Did you get the pictures of the syntax? If not, I can pass these around just so you can see the conversion. After 10 years, I'm still a secretary. Legion, they tried to find it in person, but it hasn't happened yet. Oh, sorry, it was turned off. Over those years, we've always had a wonderful turnout from our community at both cenotaphs. We were looking at them last year and thinking a quote in 2024, and I think that was included in my application. What we are asking is $2,000 towards that, and whether the municipality could put in for the difference. If not, the Legion will pay for that. And I know again this year we had a very good turnout at both cenotaphs for our Remembrance Day. And the one cenotaph in Lion's Head is quite central for people driving by, or if they want to go up and read the names. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think I need to say a lot about the cenotaphs. If you have any questions.
Your microphone, Milt.
A little, yeah, just the connection is a little slow here. I'm not able to pull it up, but we did have the quotes in our written.
And since the quotes were given to us in 2024, I did check and they will honor those quotes.
Okay.
And they don't start any work until after May, when the weather gets nicer.
So Sharon, it's washing them, right? Is
Washing and the cenotaph in Lion's Head just needs to be cleaned up. It's much less, but the one out at Monument Corners, many of the names in that, it's hard to read, so they will update and make the names on the cenotaphs much clearer.
okay. All right, thank you. Any just questions of Sharon?
Now I am wearing two hats. The other one is, again, thank you to the council for supporting the Northern Bruce Peninsula Community Support Advisory Action Committee. We are still there doing different things in the community, and we are very, very thankful for the SELC, the Senior Active Living Center grant that you received, and we're hoping it'll continue in our community. But this is a bit different request in this application, because when I look at the research, we're seeing more and more generational gap between seniors and our younger community members. And so our group would like to plan, as I have here, 4 different meetings in the spring, more to avoid the winter weather, and bring people together from different ages to talk about strategies for aging well. With the research now, there is so many ideas for and good speakers in our community or over to Owen Sound. And so we're asking for $2,000 to help with that program in the spring.
All right. Any questions of Sharon on that program? Okay, on behalf of council, Sharon, thank you for all the work you do and the presentation. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Mayor, but
Yeah.
it looks like we do have Emily Cameron on now and Beth Ann Curry as well for the 9:30 and 9:35.
All right, we will go to Emily Cameron. Welcome, Emily.
Hello, thank you for having us. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you and you can proceed with your presentation.
Perfect. So I'm a teacher here at Bruce Peninsula District School. I teach English and drama and history, but I'm also the guidance teacher, and I'm with my great staff team here responsible for overseeing some of the certifications that are involved with our specialist high skills major program. But I always feel like it's better for you guys to hear from the student body than it is from us teachers. So here to talk to you guys about our Footprints Conference, which is an integral part of our Specialist High Skills Major program, are Quentin and Ellie. And I'm going to turn it over to them to make the rest of the presentation, if that's all right with you. Hello?
Hello, yes,
Okay. Can you see my screen then okay?
not really, no. Who do we have here?
So I have Quentin Janik and Ellie Robbins.
Okay, welcome.
Thanks. If we can't get the screen to work, then I guess we'll just have them talk to you guys about the conference, and maybe we can send you some pictures for reviewing afterwards.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name's Ellie Robbins. I'm a grade 12 student at Bruce Peninsula District School. And I have been working throughout these 4 years to complete my SHISM, the Specialist High Skills Major program. And at our school, that's the environmental SHISM.
Hi, my name's Quentin Janknet. I'm a grade 12 student at this school, and I've also been working for 4 years to complete my SHISM, which also it involves going to Footprints.
Yeah, so we just have the PowerPoint, our presentation set up on another screen, so we're just gonna get our notes here. The Outers program is a 60+ year tradition at our school. It's evolved into a larger provincial program, which includes earning as many science, technology, and math credits, as well as acquisition of certificates, CPR, first aid, ORCA, WMIS, GPS training, and many more. The Specialist High Schools Major is a specialized high school program that allows students to earn their Ontario Secondary School Diploma. We're also focusing learning on a specific economic sector. At BPDS, the environment is our specialty focus area. Because we're a little school, it's nestled in our amazing community and gorgeous backyard. Surrounded by water and the Bruce Trail, this program makes learning about the environment very easy.
Another very important part of the environmental SHISM program is our focus on exploration learning, and that is why way back in 2007, our amazing teachers at BPDS started the annual Footprints Conference. For BPDS secondary students, the Footprints Conference has been an event that many students look forward for at the entire year. And even some kids from elementary get excited before they even get to go.
Want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This 3-day outdoor exercise has now become a tradition at our school, and every spring, secondary students at BPTS eagerly look forward to the annual Footprints Conference, which is usually held at Bruce Peninsula National Park.
This year, the Footprints Conference will be held from June 10th to June 12th. We'll travel to the National Park for 3 days and 2 nights of camping and outdoor activities.
As always, it is our goal to have every high school student enrolled at BPTS attend the conference free of charge.
Students choose from activities such as hiking, paddleboarding, outdoor photography, watercolor arts, outdoor cooking, and survival skills, invasive species research, and canoeing.
This is a fantastic learning opportunity for our students, and also a time when many great memories are made.
We are here today to ask for your support for our Footprints program. This event would not be possible without the immense support we receive from our community members who make donations and volunteer their time to make this event a great success.
Funds would specifically be used to pay for the cost of food at this year's event. It is very expensive to feed 100 people 3 meals a day for 3 days camping trip.
Students and staff at Bruce Peninsula District School will be very appreciative of your support. So we're asking today for the help and support for the BPS school by donating to the trip through the community grant fund. This money will help us pay for accommodations and help us keep a 17-year tradition alive and well for another year. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you for your presentation, and certainly by having the students present, I can hear the excitement that you have about this program, and we have been supporting the program, I believe, over the years. So
yeah, it's a great opportunity.
okay, I'll just ask council if they have any questions regarding the program.
No, good work, guys.
Yeah, just a good program, and keep it up. Thank you for your presentation on behalf of council.
Thank you for your time. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we will go to Beth Ann Curry. Is she here on? Good morning, Beth Ann.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, great. Well, greetings to each of you, and thank you for providing this opportunity for me to bring greetings from the Bruce Peninsula Bird Observatory. My name is Beth Ann Curry. I'm the past president of the organization. I think you'll be familiar with what we do, but we conduct wild bird research located at the Cabot Head Nature Reserve within the Municipality of North Bruce Peninsula. As you all well know, this is a special globally recognized birding area, and we've been privileged to conduct research at the Nature Preserve for almost 25 years now. Unbelievable expanse of time. We're off grid out there, which makes us a little bit remote for our staff and often international volunteers who make their way out to 2 rustic staff cabins to help us conduct this time-sensitive research. We've been very, very grateful for the support of this grant to help us maintain health and safety at the 2 rustic cabins where our staff researcher and volunteers reside during the migration seasons. This year, we're coming to council with a hope that you'll help us continue to improve safety and health at those 2 rustic cabins, as we're asking for help to build a set of removable stairs that could lead from the back of one of the cabins, fondly known as Grebe Lodge, that would lead down a sloping rocky shoreline to the Georgian Bay shoreline. Right now, we wiggle and hibble and kind of go hand over hand down the rocky shoreline to get down to the water's edge. Sometimes we need to get water for drinking there if we don't have proper conditions to run the pump. But we do daily observations from that shoreline as well in terms of quantifying birds that we see on the wing or feeding locally. So we would like to improve the health and safety of all of our staff and volunteers by building a set of removable stairs with a proper hand railing that would help people get up and down to that Georgian Bay side more safely, where they can continue to collect research data and enjoy the local ecology. We've been in touch with the local Bruce Trail Club and discussed with their stair builders how to do that safely and also to make it removable so that we don't lose those stairs during inclement weather, winds, and higher water. So we thank you for considering this application. We BPBO upholds a high standard for our staff and volunteers, and hope that you'll help us with that support.
Thank you, Beth Ann. Any questions of Beth Ann regarding? Appreciate the work you do at the Bird Observatory, Beth Ann. And I visited the spot a few times and observed what's going on there, and interesting. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Next, we have Maxine Coteau. Lions Head Friendship Club. Welcome, Maxine.
Heating costs over the winter. We have over 15,000 visitors that come from Pike Bay all the way to Cape Jim North that are members. We have 180 paid members right now. And we look at wanting to keep the center open all winter. Our heating costs and our hydro costs for the year are close to $4,000. So it's very expensive to keep us open. But it does enable the seniors in our area to come out during the winter months. And as Mr. Chow, our minister, when he was here, said the best place our seniors can be is out in the community during the winter months, not in their homes. This leads them to going to nursing homes and having care. So we would appreciate any help we could get with our heating costs.
All right, Maxine. Minister Chow, we were very fortunate.
We were very fortunate to have
the minister attend the Friendship Club. And not very often we are able to attract ministers to the area, but we're certainly pleased that he was present at the Friendship Club. And I think his statement is absolutely true. What he's saying is absolutely true. You have to get people out and have socialized. And the Friendship Club certainly is a great spot for that to occur. So I thank you for your presentation. Our treasurer has given us a bit of a side note in her report later, that's coming later. And so we will be discussing the heating costs at the Friendship Club, Maxine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have Dominic Franken. Welcome.
Good morning. I would like to actually start with thanking you all. So I would like to start the mayor, council, and all staff for the support last year, or this year actually, for Music in Lions Head. You gave us money to build a new stage. Fantastic. It was highly, highly appreciated. The man shed and the musicians came together to build this then. And that was fantastic. On top of it, we got support for Lions Head Summer Music and Harborside, which I'm also part of, from staff in unprecedented manner. If I asked for something, it was done. So thank you for being unbureaucratic and great to deal with. I can't get any better. Harborside saw over 1,200 people in attendance this year at that stage. Lions Head Summer Music saw about 1,000, and that includes about 80 musicians which were involved. Lions Head Summer Music is a 5-day free event down at the stage. And again, with your help, the rain alternate is always the Rotary Hall. If that hole disappears at some point, that would be great too in front of the Rotary. It will look great, I'm sure. And so again, for next year, we're planning again Lions Head Summer Music once more. Precisely the same time, the 5 days leading up to the long weekend in August, the civic holiday. And we're going to have, again, 5 different groups. The emphasis of this whole music venture is, number one, it has to be accessible for absolutely everybody. So it has to be free. That is, for me, very, very important. Number two, it has to be not a highbrowed music festival, but basically it has to be music which everybody kind of gets. So classical music sometimes is put on a pedestal. I'm trying to bring it down from that pedestal, and hopefully successfully, I'm not quite sure. And they're running the whole thing on a very small budget. I'm very proud of that. $5,000 our budget. The audience members donate to it. That amounts to about $2,000. It was raised by 30% this year, so the audience seems to like it. Your grant of $2,000 from last year, and 2 individual donations of $500 each. What we do is this: we basically pay the musicians a gas fee. We invite them before to a locally catered supper and in the gardens of our friends. And that's about it. And the event insurance. So we're running it on a very tight budget. And once more, I'm asking for your support for $2,000 this year.
All right, thank you, Dominic. And just while you did touch on the stage, and that's a great addition to the Lions Head Harbor, the stage.
It is fantastic.
And while I'm on that topic, I need to express our appreciation to the volunteers that worked on that stage as well.
Yeah, me too.
So we did provide a little money, but there was a lot of volunteers hours provided by many people.
Yeah.
And Mensched, I believe, were certainly involved in that as well, as you
Yes, they were.
indicated. So, yeah, the music, it's a great event and enjoyed by a lot of people. So I think it's certainly appreciated by the community.
Any questions?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
I've been watching too much TV.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dominic.
Thank you.
Next is Bill Floyd and Mark. How do you pronounce your last name, Mark?
Oh, it looks like it's Trier, but it's really Prier.
Okay.
There's a misspelling here.
Fair enough. Welcome.
Apparently it's Bill's.
Morning. I'm Mark Pryor, president still of the Lions Head Pickleball Club, so far anyways. I'll give you a little bit of history about the club. We were established in 2021. We currently have 80 members. The club is open to all ages, but the majority of players are in their 60s. Pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports in the world, and the growth is reflected by the growth of our club and the desire of our members to play. Currently, the club plays 4 days a week at the local arena in the spring and summer, and 2 nights at the school in the winter. Given the positive feedback by the members regarding the increase in court availability in the spring and summer, we're hope to continue playing at the arena and at the new facility of the tennis courts. Thanks to the partnership with the municipality and the school for making the new courts available, and they're really good. They're very nice. The club will also appreciate the receiving of the municipal grants that we have in the past, and hopefully to move on. This year, with the tennis courts, we would like to put up some wind screening, and the cost is roughly over $4,000. So we're asking the grant for $2,000, and then we will make up the difference, the club will. And that court is used by everybody in the community. We also provide paddles and balls for the community when they're outside, the club will. And we would also like at this time to thank the municipality for the yearly tournament that you guys help us with the waiver of the arena fees and the parking. And that moves us forward to donate monies to the food bank, the hospital foundation, the hospice receive money. And we'd also like to thank Mark Coleman, Bob Hostrandler, and the arena staff for their ongoing cooperation to our club.
All right. And that concludes your presentation, Mark.
That does.
Yeah, okay. All right. So the screening, and that's something that was done in Tobermory as well. And yeah, I believe it was necessary to
it helps
control the wind.
Yeah, the wind, but it also reduces noise for the neighbors.
Oh, right.
Somewhat.
Yeah,
So
you do mention that in your presentation here. All right. Well, any questions of Mark? If not, Mark, thank you for your presentation.
All right.
And thanks for your time to consider your request. Next, we have John Newitt. Welcome. And
good morning. I'm not John Newitt. I'm Christopher Sumpton. John Newitt is here.
I see John back there.
From Sources of Knowledge.
Yes.
And thank you for taking the time to hear our presentation this morning. We are going to request municipal funding once again. Thank you, very, very much for past funding help and waiving of rental fees for the community center in Tobermory. Sources of Knowledge, as you probably know, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to sharing knowledge about natural and cultural history in Bruce Peninsula. Our marquee event is a 3-day forum, which we're now planning for our 16th annual version in May of next year. Our last forum was held just a month ago, delayed from its usual spring date because of the snap federal election getting in our way. It was very successful with over 100 attendees. And as many of you know, since you were there, Rod, Milt, you were there as part of it, and others were probably present as well. And the overall topic was fire, with presentations from experts in wildfire management, forest conditions that encourage or discourage fire preparedness in the northern Bruce Peninsula with our own fire chief, and even a talk from an archaeologist about the use of fire by early humans. The Saugeen Ojibwe Nation was also contributing. They including tending a sacred fire that burned all weekend. Sources of Knowledge also puts on standalone events we called SOC Talks, S-O-K, which in the past year included presentations on bears, housing, shipwrecks, and more. Another event is called SOC Sings, where local musicians are showcased in off-season months. These events are primarily funded by attendance fees, with some private donations and the municipal funding, which help keeps attendance affordable and accessible to all. Planning the 2026 forum is underway, and the topic is going to be invasive species, with presentations on threats to the fishery, invasive water plants choking waterways, pests and pathogens in the forest, and even what you can do in your own backyard to plant native species and limit invasives which can spread. We're requesting the $2,000 municipal grant and waiving of the rental fee for the Tobermory Community Center for our banquet that takes place on the Saturday night. And thank you very much for our presentation. We actually have a handout. If John, do you want to pass that around, which is just more information around the same thing? There's also, I believe on the last page of our application, there's also another information page. But thank you for your time, and we'd like to answer any questions you might have.
All right, thank you for your presentation. And any questions?
No, but I would say I was away, but the fire, I heard a lot of good things, and it's very timely, and it's certainly something that we've been dealing with and thinking about it's an important topic.
Yeah, I certainly agree, and they seem to always find important topics that's relevant to the area. And next year is no different. Invasive species. That's another
burning topics we used to joking. This year it'll have to be, the coming invasion or something like that.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you for your presentation. All right, so we are a bit ahead, so I am wondering, we have been requested to take a quick break, and we can do that. Yes. Yeah. I'm just And we will go to Amanda Hostrand. Welcome, Amanda.
I also have Vicky Launch here with me. And we're here on behalf of St. Edmunds Public School. We are currently in the thick of fundraising all we can in order to get a new playground installed for the students at St. Edmunds. The current equipment there has been there for, I used it when I was in kindergarten, so it's been there a while. And it hasn't had any updates or anything. So our small council of parents has been working hard this last year or so to put some stuff together to get it updated for the kids that are there. The current structure is not made for the age range that we currently have at St. Edmunds. St. Edmunds has gone through a lot of changes. Right now, it is just from JK to 3. Previously, it's gone from JK to grade 8, grade 6. So it's just not set up for the small children that we currently have enrolled. So that's kind of one of the main things that we want to change. We want to be able to have a structure that all of the kids that are enrolled at the school can use and can play on safely, especially. Our efforts have been really, really great. So far, a lot has changed. So we started back to school. At this time, our current bank account for the playground is sitting at about $50,000, which is amazing. It's really, like I said, it's really jumped since we sent in our application. And again, that's just thanks to the incredible supportive community that we've had after sending out those letters. That being said, the budget that we have been told to expect to need in order to have a full structure installed is sitting around the $90,000 mark. We have received a few quotes directly from a vendor that has been approved by the school board because we can only use their approved vendors. And they're both between $91,000 to $95,000 that we have been projected to need. That being said, we are also involved in talking to them about a community install, which would allow anybody that's willing and able to help with the installation, the tear down of the old one as well, which would in the end save us some money from that final cost. We won't know what that final savings would be until we get to that point, but we're doing everything we can to save the money and raise it to get it for the kids.
All right, Amanda, thank you, and Vicky as well. And yeah, you've done extremely well. That sponsorship really has worked.
Yeah, it's been great.
And it looks like you still have a ways to go.
We do. We're still working hard. We're not giving up yet. We're getting there.
You're getting there. Yeah. All right. Any questions? Yes, go ahead.
Is the board saying, are they providing any funds for this? No, you guys are on your own.
We are on our own. They will not
really?
provide anything. They give us the vendors that we're allowed to use, and it has to go through them in terms of, like, I believe they have to kind of approve the quotes and everything before we're able to see it as the council. But in terms of funding, there
So
is
they just
no
get
help.
to tell you what to do,
They
but
get
you
to tell
have to
us
do
that
it.
we have to spend the extra money to go through their vendors. But
Well,
they
good
don't
on you
help
for taking on such a big project, but it looks like it's.
There's only 4 moms in the council.
Yeah, so
We're pretty busy.
we're doing all we can, and ideally, we would love to see a 2026 install. So that's why we've kind of tried to go hard to get all of this situated and get the ball rolling here. If it's at all possible, it will be a 2026. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks to both of you, and appreciate the good work you're doing. Good, Wes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for seeing us.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
Tobermory Outreach, welcome Nicole. Yes?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nicole Bourse, and I'm representing the Tobermory Community Outreach Fund. This committee came into existence in 2008 through the initiative of the 4 churches in Tobermory: Tobermory United, St. Edmund's Anglican, Light and Life Chapel, and St. Thomas the Apostle Catholic Mission. These churches saw and responded to a need in this community to provide emergency fund support to families and individuals who faced varied hardships. Fast forward to today, and we still see the need for this type of support in our community, if not more so. We define our community as being residents of Tobermory through to Miller Lake. To be clear, we are not a monthly support system. We help when we can with the funds that we have. When a need or hardship is identified, this committee offers a one-time gift of hope for unforeseen or emergency expenses. Our only source of income is through donations, and because this committee is not a registered charitable organization, we cannot issue income tax receipts. And to do that, we have to become a corporation, and we do not have the resources to do that. And now we are feeling the strain of this decreased income. The Tobermory Community Outreach is respectfully asking for the first time a grant from the municipality to assist in funding the different aspects of the work and activities it provides to this community. What constitutes a hardship? Emergency funds are provided for many different reasons. These needs are due to a variety of factors: seasonal employment, low wages, job loss, injury, illness, age, to mention a few. We have aided with rent, utility bills, glasses, dentist, auto repairs when it is needed for work. And apart from the drive program, we will issue food and gas money to those who can get themselves to medical appointments, and that's usually beyond Owen Sound. And how do we identify these needs? A request for aid is made by recommendation, usually by someone in the community who sees that a bit of help could be handed to so-and-so. This recommendation is made privately, directly to a minister. The ministers consult together and assess the situation. The committee itself is not privy to personal information. It is at the discretion of the ministers on how much money would be helpful, taking into consideration what is in our bank account, and all information is confidential. Only the name is given to the treasurer so that a check can be issued. And then that check is personally delivered to by the minister, or it's mailed to where an invoice needs to be settled. The drive program. A large part of what Tobermory Community Outreach does is part of the provides a driving program. The volunteer driving program began in 2017 when the administrator of the Peninsula Family Health Team approached the Tobermory United minister for help in getting some residents to their medical appointments, as most would miss these due to lack of transportation. Over the years, this program has proven to be needed, appreciated, and popular. Providing transportation to those needing health care has become one of the priorities of this committee. These appointments would include diagnostic services, medical procedures, even day surgery. The search for drivers is always ongoing. When a driver volunteers, they must submit a police check. Currently, the driver is paid 55 cents per kilometer, and a check funded by the Tobermory Community Outreach is issued to the driver. The program does not charge the passenger. Some drivers request reimbursement, which seems to be more frequent these days, and some drivers do not ask for compensation. It should be noted that the driver should never feel as though they are being used, and reimbursement is never discouraged. For 2025 so far, we have provided over 32 rides. Medical appointments can be within Tobermory, but drives to Lions Head, Wyerton, Owen Sound are usually the norm. And to become a volunteer driver, our committee member, Linda Goodhue, is more than happy to guide the new recruit. We do support other services within our community. We do, when funds permit, we will support the meeting place, the Tobermory Food Bank, the Christmas Toy Drive, and the Backpack Program. But every year, this committee and the community looks forward to our free supper and the event that we have called To the Tub with Love. Our first meal was served in 2014, and it proved to be a great success. It is our way of saying thank you to those who have helped us help others, and it's an opportunity to come together to enjoy a meal and spend some time with neighbors. It offers a night out of fun without worry of costs or paying a babysitter. Last year, we served 180 people, and that included takeout meals. We do not sell tickets. We do not solicit funds. We do, however, discreetly place a donation box, and this only because one year some of our attendees felt the need to contribute. We did not discourage that. In the past, these suppers did generate a few dollars and it paid for the meal with a few bucks left over. But in the last 2 years, the generosity of those helping us has been overtaken by the cost of food. This year, we expect the cost of the meal to be more than the generated contributions. And maybe our donation box needs a bit of an uplift, a facelift on that. Also in the past, the municipality generously allowed us to use the Tobermory Community Centre free of charge. It is our hope that this could be a continued gift. It is so appreciated. I should also mention that the volunteers who work this event are incredible, donating food goods and giving hours of their time to make this a special night. And our financial picture, as mentioned, we do not issue income tax receipts. We do find that any funds that would have come our way have evaporated, with the exception of a few committed contributors. The thrift store has been a long-standing, generous contributor of this work, and to mention that that is under the auspices of the United Church. Our most popular program is the Drive program, to the tune of 40% of our expenses so far this year. Personal aid accounts for 35%, and assistance to other community services, such as the backpack program and the toy drive, accounts for 24% of our expenses. The administration of this committee is fairly low, only at 1%, our major expenses being the bank service charges, which are currently at the lowest rate possible, and the reordering of our checks and reprinting our brochures, and office supplies are donated. It would be fair to say that with the rising costs, we will eventually be faced with making amendments to our support, remembering that the Drive program and personal aid are our priorities. So I hope this overview of the Tobermory Community Outreach gives you a broader picture of the community you administer, and it is with great appreciation and respect that we acknowledge your hard work and care for this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. And I was just, so you provide a lot of programs or help in different areas, but you do concentrate on a couple.
We concentrate mainly on personal aid. I am not privy to what that personal aid entails, but we have supported rent. We have paid utility bills. We can't give a lot of money, and it's usually just a step between, oh gosh, I need $500 to pay this dentist. I don't have the money for this. I'm taking dentist as an example. And then someone will approach, or that person will approach the minister, and the minister will have a conversation with these people. I don't know what that conversation entails, but then the minister comes to, they talk together without the committee itself, and they say, you know, we can help this person by giving this amount of money. This is what they need to have their rent for this month, to pay for their glasses. And that's what we mainly focus on. The Drive program is also really huge, and that was instigated by the family health team and the minister, because they weren't making their way to their medical appointments. They didn't have a car, they didn't have support. And so that's how that came into being.
So you do work with the meeting place, and
do I work? No, I don't. No, we just happen to be associated. And the meeting place and this particular committee. You're talking about this committee?
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at Noreen sitting back there as well, and
This committee and the meeting place do work together in the sense that if the meeting place does see a need where they can't help, and Noreen will correct me if I'm incorrect here, and they will approach whoever, probably the ministers, which at this point is Reverend Cheryl and Pastor Janicki, and have a conversation, and they'll take care of the need that is required for that particular person that they feel we could help, probably somewhere where they cannot help.
I was just thinking of Bruce County, Marine, and is there anything there that?
Yeah, the meeting place and our community coordinator will look at the existing programs at the county.
Yes.
Way, any of the organizations
Yes.
that provide. This is where the
Okay, so that's the gap is okay.
The gap, and especially the timing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because accessing some of the ongoing services can take time.
Yes.
And when there's an immediate urgent need.
Yes.
So we do work hand in hand that way.
Okay, so it's that gap that you fill.
And this is why we support the meeting place.
Yes, yes, okay.
I do have brochures about the community outreach and the things that Noreen was mentioning are listed. We have links. So if somebody comes into someplace where we have a brochure, we have a list of links that they can get in touch with. And so all kinds of ways to try and get to these people who require help. I also have brochures on the driving program on passenger need and driver need.
Yeah, sounds good. Smokey.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm a member of the Ladies Auxiliary out of, and I know your program is well respected, and there is that need there. I know you're new to our list here, but it is certainly well respected and needed in the community. I know that.
Thank you.
All right, Nicole, thank you for your presentation and thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Yeah. Kathy Isman be here?
We brought samples for you to see, so I'm just going to set this up if you don't mind.
Yes. Yeah.
Oops. One handful. Let's just pass one around because we figured that not everybody knows what rug hooking is. So let's just ask you to have a look. Just at a small piece and show you the diversity in rug hooking and then explain why we're here. Okay, so anything from a little wee coaster to a wall hanging to a rug for the floor. You guys want to have a look? Pass it around. Just so you can get an idea of what it is. So first of all, I'm Kathy Esmond. Thank you for letting us come here and speak to you. So our proposal or request is to support rug hooking in the community. We have members from the South and North Bruce, not just Lions Head, although we meet at the Friendship Club in Lions Head. We're an open, friendly group. We joined the Ontario rug hooking community in 2016, and we were moving along nice and slow in a small little group. Then after a couple of rug shows in town here, we hold them when the quilting, the art show on the long weekend in August. Our membership has boomed. We're more than 50% increase since that's 2023, I think it is, or in that a few years ago. Anyway, so what we've been doing in the past is we've always had a beginner kit, which is just a little pattern and a hoop and a hook to help anybody that's coming in. And us members, we would donate our not really donate, but loan out this to our new people. And we would create these patterns, and we have a booklet too for all the new stuff that the things that you need to know about rug hooking. But we can't sustain this anymore because of these are very expensive. they're good quality hoops and hooks, because you can't just use an embroidery hook, they'll break, because you look at the weight of all of this. So we're looking to build 6 kits so that we can have new people come in, and their interest is unbelievable. It's great. It's a lot of community, because it's not, you don't need a sewing machine. You can carry it around with you, and it's really basically one kind of stitch. So although it helps with dexterity, but you also have to use your mind to make the color, put it all together. So, and we're a friendly group. We meet once a week. So the idea is to open, anybody wants to come and learn, we'll teach them, but we need the supplies to help teach them. And that's what our request is for, to make these kits available. Is there any questions?
All right, Kathy. So you currently, you say you have 34 local members.
Yes.
It says here. So, right. Okay.
We were struggling along with 15 members for years, and then boom.
Okay. All right. So, you're asking for $984 to be exact.
Well, because we itemized.
Yes.
Because the hoops and the canvases and the hooks, these will be reused. We'll loan these out, but you can't loan this out. Once somebody's made the pattern, they get to take it home. And the wool that's involved in making this, we donate ourselves. We always have scraps, so we donate it. But like, can we sustain this with all this increase of people? It's not easy.
All right. Well, it sounds like you have interest in the community anyway.
We do.
That's good.
Yeah.
And thank you for your presentation, and we'll consider your request.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I hope I've answered all your questions. And now I'll collect all my stuff.
Yeah, well, it's good to bring samples, so.
Well, you know, because not everybody knows.
Well,
you have
probably me. I'm one that.
Was there anything else? Okay, all right.
I hope you all understand the health benefits of
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. So is Christy Amy out here? Oh, it's Trace. Yes. And this is
Last minute
regarding
substitution.
Golden Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yet another person here wearing multiple hats. Christy was not able to attend today. Again, my name is Trace McKay. I'm on the board of directors for the Golden Dawn Senior Citizen Home in Lions Head. First and foremost, thank you for the contributions from last year's community grant that helped support improvements to our bathroom and shower space. Our residents and staff are certainly enjoying the upgrade in our spa, and we appreciate that support. This year, we're coming to the table and asking for a grant contribution of $2,000 to help improve the sound system in our auditorium at the Golden Dawn. Apart from the dining room, the auditorium is the biggest space and one of the only gathering spaces in our home where we have guest speakers. There's ministry. We have musicians. Elvis has even made an appearance in that space as of late. And one of the challenges that we have with our residents and sometimes their family members that join in on these events is their ability to hear what's being said and what's being shared in these situations. So as part of the redevelopment of the space, that includes everything from physical upgrades, sound enhancement, sound dampening, echo dampening, but also making it a more cheerful, welcoming space. We're looking to upgrade the sound system so that our residents and families and staff can all benefit from that space. This is going to include some personal sound reception devices so that individuals that have higher hearing needs, you don't have to turn up the whole system for everybody, but the people that do have individual hearing responses, and then we can use those elsewhere in the home as well. We often hear from our residents that you can be having a conversation with one resident who has a weak voice and someone someone who's hearing impaired, and you can imagine how hard that is for those people to communicate. So some of the things that we're looking at, as well as hearing support, are also vocal support, so that people can have their voice amplified on a personal one-on-one basis with their caregivers, with their family, with their friends that come and see them in the home. So all of these things will not only help benefit the use of the space in the auditorium, and as we forge forward and trying to figure out how to continue long-term care in Lions Head with the redevelopment of the Golden Dawn, we're still striving to make sure every day is a great place for people to live, to people to visit, and people to work, and this is part of that.
All right, Trace, thank you. Currently is the capacity of Golden Dawn, is it?
Right now, we have 37
Yeah.
beds. We're a 45-bed licensed facility, but during COVID, when 4-bed ward rooms were taken out of the care picture, that puts us at 37 residents. We also have a palliative care hospice care bed in the facility as well.
Yeah, I was just double checking because I think the presentation said 45-bed home, which it is.
Yeah, it's a licensed home for 45, but currently we have space for 37 residents. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, any questions of Trace on that one? We got the message,
All
so
right. Thanks very
Trace.
much.
Yeah. And Noreen, welcome, the meeting place.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to update you a little bit on the meeting place. And one of our major services is the connecting resources with residents to address affordability in the Northern Bruce. We've been responding to community and resident needs related to affordability issues and accessing resources since about 2015. So we've developed a fair expertise in what's called system navigation. So our main thrust in this program is really to know what the resources are that are provided by multiple levels of government, other foundations, service organizations that are outside of our own community, but are accessible to residents of the Northern Bruce. And the system navigation at times can be complicated. So we're trying to connect people with the services and benefits that they're eligible for. It's just getting there. And also just with technology now, a lot of services have, a lot of programs have gone to online applications and other types of current processes, which a lot of residents still find difficult. So we offer that face-to-face support. And it's also about listening to people, but also, and the listening provides a little bit more of an avenue to meet the need. On the details page, some of the resources that we're currently connecting people with, there's a new federal disability benefit. So it's a top up to the Ontario Disability Program, and it's complicated to get to. And the federal government knows this, but nevertheless, people need this extra $200 a month, and we're supporting that. Dental programs have become available. Again, we need to look at with people, what do they need and how do they access dental programs? Incredibly important for the health of residents. The Canada-Ontario Housing Benefit, the COB, which is accessed through the county, but has a federal, has a provincial aspect to it, is a great rental subsidy. It's portable, $590 a month can be accessed. Again, it's not strictly easy to get to, but we do have people in the Northern Bruce that have received that, and it's made a big difference to the rental situation. we do have home energy kits that we use as an introduction to talk to people about energy savings in the home. And there are utility programs that are available. So it's all about connecting. Also access to healthy, affordable food. It's always a priority. We have food programs within the meeting place, the Good to Go meal kit and the Good Food Box program. And we also receive second harvest donations, which are always available through our kitchen. We're open 3 days a week with someone who is a paid person there and our volunteer support. We look at affordable transportation, and for us, we're connecting in the summer seasonal workers with our e-bike affordable transportation rental program. And the community coordinator works very closely with the community volunteer income tax program. Volunteers, we've assisted about 75 residents per year on the free income tax returns. And it's also a way to connect with those people on other needs. In 2024, totally, we had about 1,000 visits to the meeting place for all programs. And keeping our staff and resources up to date, it's a funding challenge for us. You've asked the question about enhanced and enriching our community. I think we're a well-known community hub. We try to keep the facility very comfortable, very accessible, so that it's a place where people feel they can visit. Sometimes people walk in the door, they don't have to have an appointment. They don't have to know exactly what they want, but someone's there to just to open those doors. And as we do work closely with other networks in the Grey and Bruce counties. And the outreach program fund has been really helpful because, as I mentioned, we're looking at what people can access that already exists in for ongoing support. But the community outreach fund is that immediate non-bureaucratic, very accessible for the gap situations. So we've been really appreciative of having that local fund that we can tap into for people that we connect with. I think the main message, when residents can access benefits and services, then life can become a little more affordable. We're also Meeting Place does 2 annual fundraising events, spring and fall. So for our spring event, we're asking for a waiver of fees to the community center. We do a live music concert, and that's been helpful to us and a fun event for the community. Thank you.
Noreen, thank you. Yeah, the online application aspect of things, I'm sure, is confusing. Even myself, I don't like it, but it's great you're able to provide that that help.
Even the phones now, you'll notice that the phones are not answered as quickly. There are often wait times on the phone, which you think you're going to get a person, and you eventually do. But it can be stressful.
Victoria, just a question. Did you see the people first that go to the outreach program? Do they come to you first, or?
Some do, but I think that, as Nicole mentioned, some people can know about the outreach fund, and they may approach one of the ministers directly.
Yeah.
So it can be either or.
Okay. Yeah, but you did mention the rent subsidy thing, and that is that's a huge program.
It is.
It's one that I thought could help in some cases. So,
yeah.
But I guess it's the timing that.
The timing of it. There's a fair bit of information that's required. It is both online application as well as you can do a paper application, but it has to get down to the county. office in some way or another, and they have to look at it. And then with the COB, it's administered by the county, but it's approved by the province. But it's money from the federal. So it is literally a 3-tiered program. And then there's us in Tobermory. And so it's there's a whole set of education now in some of the schools of social work. The college is on system navigation. It's become that much of a technique of how to do it. So we're getting there, and we're doing a good job with it.
Just another question, Chris, Noreen. With regards to supposing you made an application for rent subsidy, how long do you know how long it takes to navigate the system? Or?
I think it can be probably as quick as a couple of weeks. It's whether you put all the right information into that application. Yes. If there's a query or a missing piece, then it comes back to you, and then you've got to go. And we're working on one now where the person doesn't have proper identification.
Okay.
Which is they want certain identification pieces.
Yes.
And if someone doesn't have that, then can we go around that? Do they have flexibility around what kind of ID? And so things like that will bump it to, we had one family that really had to wait several months.
Well, that doesn't work.
And you also have to have an address. You have to have a rental place with an address.
Yes.
So that means you've got to make a commitment financially before you can really afford that rent. And then the landlords go, well, are you really going to be able to come up with the whole amount? So it's a little tricky that way.
Yeah. Any further questions? Smokey? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, I was just wondering if you've seen quite an increase, because kind of what I see as, in seasonal areas, Tobermory is certainly one. So you have people they're making a little bit more in their jobs. But then you got to wait for UIC. UIC's 50% of your wage. Yeah. And yet rents and people's cost of living has just gone up enormously in the last few years. So I imagine you see that pressure in what you're trying to do to help people.
Yes. Yeah, and there are times in the year where that pressure is felt more acutely. When people there's a good system for people to get onto EI from work in the summer. So, but it's around February, March. There's a real pressure there, because some of the hours then that people have earned, that's when it ends. And then the holiday seasons are interesting because there's a lot of extra support around the holiday seasons. So that kind of balances a little bit of the stress on some families. So it's up and down, but we're certainly trying to get ready for the winter.
Yeah, because I know the last Council of St. Edmunds, we worked to try to even change the UIC area, because we were in an area where they said, oh, you should find another job in this length of time. And we were seeing people, like you say, being cut off so early. But now we got it moved over to the Barrie area, but it's even now, we were in Southern Ontario, but then we're in the Barrie area. But yeah, there's certainly some issues, and especially in the spring. So they've been around. I just feel, they've been around for a long time. We had no luck in changing any of the UICs. Oh, it's supposed to be for full-time workers. It's not supposed to be for seasonal workers. So I can just see that these issues are still there after many years. So what you're doing is very helpful.
We are trying to encourage, there is a plan like working on EI. You can work and still collect EI. And we're actually trying to encourage people to look at that option, because we have examples where it does actually give you a higher income for those winter months. And there are a few more jobs available in the Tobermory and North Bruce area during the winter. So it's something that is a shift, both in mindset, but also just in, you've got to kind of look at the numbers.
Yeah, many years ago, we did it work share, it was called. And yeah, you would draw unemployment for so many days and then, yeah, it has this is maybe a different program, but it is helpful.
Yeah.
All right, Noreen, thank you. And you're on again.
I guess I am.
Yes.
Okay. So for this application, coming to you from the Tobermory e-bike social enterprise, just to remind you, I think from last year, we have two aspects of the social enterprise. This past year was our first full year of operation. So we've got two parts to the program. We are renting 3 e-bikes to seasonal workers, where they can rent a bike for a month at a time at a very affordable rate, $50 a month. Take the bike home, fully maintained, fully insured, and use the bike to get to work and for their own recreation and social activities. So we've had 3 bikes fully rented this term, very high satisfaction rate. And the average, all the bikes were driven over 1,000 kilometers each. The second part of the social enterprise is the 8 bikes we rent to visitors. And there's a kind of an in and out of issues that we're working on. And with this particular ask for 2,000 grant, we are feeling more and more we're supporting active recreation and sustainable tourism through our access to e-bikes, both with the seasonal worker access as well as the visitor access. And with visitors, we've learned there are lots of residents and cottagers that are renting the e-bikes over the summer. So it's become somewhat of a local attraction as well as one that the visitors find very useful. We want to support the active recreation in the Northern Bruce. We see that e-bike rentals are part of a growing trend of biking in general in the Northern Bruce. We see more people cycling, more people owning their own e-bikes, and then the visitors really appreciating that they can get out and be part of an active transportation and an active recreation culture in our community. And there is we are contributing in some small way to sustainable tourism. We do collect the kilometers ridden, and we do calculate it into emissions saved. So we're contributing in a small way. We're cross-promoting our e-bike rentals with other business opportunities, other business activities. We're working with environmental organizations. We're planning local guided tours for residents and cottagers, and we're offering an e-bike repair workshop this year. So I think initially we saw visitors and residents as separate entities, but now we're seeing kind of a blend in that. And that's why we feel we are contributing to the quality of life in the community with our e-bike rental program. The biggest social benefit for the social enterprise and for us, the meeting place, is that we see a future where this is going to sustain our financial viability. We are not seeing a big opening in grants or government funding or other types of, or even the community being able to sustain our charities and not-for-profits in a way that they deserve. We're seeing the social enterprise as a way where we can control money that is raised and earned by us and used by us eventually to fund our programs and services. That's the biggest social benefit to the community is we're taking on this business. It's a big risk for us. We're not there yet. We're still second year into it. We earned a fair bit of money. We had some major expenses, some of which were one time and some of which are ongoing. We know what those expenses are now, but we're not turning money over to the meeting place as of year 2. Year 3, yeah, we think we can get there and start to benefit that way. But the thing about social enterprise is it offers so many more benefits to the community, as I've just indicated. So we're kind of multi-solving in many ways. But ultimately, we want to be in charge of our own finances. And this is our kind of a neat and good fit for us and for the community. So thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you pretty well answered my question, I think, with regards to self-sustainability and where you're at in that phase of operation. But like your budget is not showing a profit.
No.
Of course. So
no. Well, we looked at like our income revenues. I can share this with you. Were over 18,000 this year. But we had some carryover costs from our first startup, which was a shortened year last year. So we had about $10,000 of carryover from startup. So that ate into our $18,000. And it's tough to do the maintenance of e-bikes. That's what we learned this year. When you set out 8 bikes to visitors who have never ridden an e-bike, they are really hard on those bikes. And much more than someone who owns their own e-bike. We had peak utilization in July and August to what we had projected. But the bikes took a beating and we had to pivot really quickly on our maintenance, getting ahead of any breakdowns. We replaced brake upon brake upon brake because the visitors just go. So we learned a lot, but that cost us probably about $4,000 or $5,000 just maintenance on 8 bikes. Our partner, if we had double that, our maintenance costs would probably go down because we're spreading out the wear and tear over more bikes, even though we'd up the utilization. So it's a tricky business and it's.
So did you buy the bikes in the first place?
Yeah, we own the bikes, we own the shelter. And according to everything that we've researched is we need to expand because we have one location only. And all of the really successful e-bike businesses, both municipal, City of Toronto, Prince Edward County, the Ile Madeleine, they have multiple sites with the bikes where people are, where they can see them and they'll rent them.
So who fixes your bikes?
We have a contract with Nick France. We're so lucky to get him because he's the only person in town that fixes bikes. Like everything else, we don't have people lined up with these skills. So
you have to charge more for
that'll be a discussion this winter for sure. No.
Okay.
Well, I was just gonna say, and I can't say for sure it was your bikes, but some people do need, and I know this is difficult because you don't have staff and that, but they do need a little bit more rules of the road and where they shouldn't be. Because I mean, I'm coming out at Peacocks and they're coming straight across into the traffic. And I think in downtown, you'll see them past where they should be going on the boardwalks.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if maybe a little bit more, make them aware of some of those things and you say, well, they're used hard, like, so they're not used to them quite. So that just my suggestion, but I know that's difficult and I can't say for sure all the bikes I saw were could have been just random people.
Yeah, there's a lot of, there's some of our rental bikes, they have Westlake across them, that's our partner. Our new slogan is Tobermory e-bikes powered by Westlake, trying to get our partner connection there. But I agree with you completely, Smokey, that cyclists, e-bike and regular, have to know the rules and work with pedestrians, the car population. And it's hard to get that message out, especially with people that don't normally ride. And we're a self-serve model. And that's a good thing, but
Your insurance, Noreen, how do you manage that?
We're lucky because we have a partner in Westlake e-bikes. They work out of Prince Edward County and they have a large fleet of e-bikes and they have taken all of our insurance on their rider. Otherwise, we'd be paying much higher.
So if I go to rent an e-bike, I don't have to show anything. I just say I want to rent an e-bike and that's it.
Oh, you've got to pay the.
Oh, yeah.
Got to put your credit card in.
Okay.
But the insurance is covered and we're fortunate. And we had really we had 3 what we call rescues where a bike broke down, but no injuries.
Yeah. Well, welcome to business.
But remind you that it's all about turning it back to the community. And you know what? The tourists, this is their contribution.
It might happen too. Year 3.
So thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Next, it is the Tobermory Chamber of Commerce. Brian, welcome.
And they're a big supporter.
Sent lots of people your way.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
Hi. Was this on? Okay, good. So yeah, I'm Brian Waffler, the coordinator for the Tobermory Chamber of Commerce. Sorry, Tobermory Northern Bruce Peninsula Chamber of Commerce. We got to rename. So I just have a little write up here about the Tobermory Marketplace. So Tobermory Marketplace is a vibrant initiative proudly operated by the Tobermory Northern Bruce Peninsula Chamber of Commerce. Since its inception, the marketplace has served as a cornerstone for local enterprise, community engagement, and tourism. As we approach our 4th season in 2026, the project continues to demonstrate significant value to both residents and visitors in our region. The background and impact of the marketplace. It's launched as a self-sustaining project. The Tobermory Marketplace provides a welcoming space for local vendors to showcase their products and services. This is especially helpful to those vendors who do not have a brick and mortar storefront. The marketplace has quickly become an anticipated seasonal event drawing shoppers from across Bruce Peninsula and beyond. Our commitment is to support small businesses, artisans, and producers, offering them an affordable venue to reach new customers, grow their operations, and contribute to the local economy. The marketplace also enhances the visitor experience by creating a lively destination that celebrates the unique character of Tobermory and Northern Bruce Peninsula. This is our current challenges. While the marketplace has achieved much success, we face ongoing financial pressures, particularly in the area of advertising. Rising costs of promotional activities are essential to maintain the public awareness and attract both vendors and attendees. At the same time, we strive to keep vendor fees low to ensure accessibility for all members of our community, especially small and emerging businesses. To sustain and grow the Tobermory Marketplace, we're seeking financial assistance to help offset advertising and promotional costs so we can maintain affordable vendor fees. The help will help to ensure vendor fees remain low, allowing broader participation from local entrepreneurs and artisans. Comprehensive advertising campaigns can be executed to reach residents, tourists, and potential vendors. The marketplace continues as a self-sustaining community project, reinforcing the Chamber's commitment to local economic development.
Complete your presentation, Brett. Okay, good. What are your vendor fees?
So we have two full, so it's kind of, so we have vendor fees are $11 for chamber members. They're $22 for non-chamber members. And there's a if you pay for the whole year, there's a discount. Okay. So our chamber fees went up this in 2025. The vendor fees went up in 2025 from the previous year.
Okay. And how many vendors do you bring out?
We had the full-time ones, we had around 15 full-time vendors, and then the part-time vendors would fluctuate. So during the time of year, we sometimes had 24, 25 vendors at the venue.
All right. Any questions of Brian? If not, on behalf of council, thank you for your presentation, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're at our 11 o'clock and it's Joe Trujan, Christchurch. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you. And welcome to everybody here. It's windy out there. Wow. Anyways, I am here representing Christ Anglican Church in Lions Head. Our beloved church was established in the community in 1883 and has been a welcoming beacon ever since. In the terrible ice storm last March, ice damaged our heat pump beyond repair. The heat pump was installed to heat and air condition our meeting hall, which is open to the community for use for a donation, and also was installed for the hospital auxiliary bookstore, which occupies our basement to help with the dampness and musty odor. Much to our dismay, our insurance deduction is more than the cost of replacing the heat pump. It's through the diocese that our insurance coverage is, and so that was a big disappointment. I had attached invoices to our application for repair and then replacement costs. Council has been very generous to our community, and I thank you for allowing me to speak on Christchurch behalf. And I did put in a request for the whole shamali, but whatever council feels is fair, we would gratefully receive.
All right, Joe. Here it is here. So the new pump is $4,500. Is that?
No.
5,000.
Yes,
Sorry,
5 and change.
Yes.
And then just to look at it, the old one and the motherboard was destroyed, and I think that's what you call it, was $2,500 just to start. So our total costs were $7,000. Yes. But the heat pump's been a wonderful addition to the hall, especially in the summer with the air conditioning. And it's really helped the bookstore to get rid of them because they're in the basement.
Okay. Yep. All right, Joe. Any questions of Joe? All right. On behalf of council, thank you.
Oh, well, and thank you.
Yes, you got off lucky. You're at the 11:15. Is Cheryl Roberts available?
Yes, I am.
Welcome, Cheryl, and we can hear you well. You can.
Okay. Good morning,
Yeah, you can-
everyone. Again, my name is Cheryl Roberts, and I'm the treasurer and the register of the Lions Head Figure Skating Club. This year, we have 70 skaters participating in our club. We continue to be the largest club in the Grey Bruce County. With growing numbers and increased interest for younger children, we have added an additional night to our schedule. We have continued to only increase the cost minimally this year, making this a very affordable sport for kids. As in past years, we have asked for the maximum grant of $2,000 to assist us with our highest expenditure, which is our ice rental. In closing, I would like to thank Council for your continued support to our club throughout the year. Thank you.
All right, Cheryl, thank you. Any questions of Cheryl? No, you have a lot of skaters and.
We do. It's wonderful.
Yeah, lots of participation. It's good.
Yeah, it's been great.
Thank you for your presentation, Cheryl.
Okay, thank you.
Mike Haythorne, is Mike available? Or we're a little early for Mike, actually.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. So our 11:20 and 11:25 are not yet on. And then our very last request, Patricia House will not be attending. So we can continue on throughout the agenda. And once those two pop back on, I can let you know if you'd like, or.
So we just have, we have requests here. The next item is item 4 on the agenda. So we have requests here for, it's $500 or less. And a lot of these are repeat. I don't know whether anyone is any, the last one on the page there, this is a game that I'm not aware of. Not really. But
Michael Adamar is here for Pike Bay. He's coming in person as opposed to Zoom.
okay, you're here in place of Debbie.
Yeah, I was having a coffee and shed.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Pop up here. Yep. So we can go to that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say, Pat House couldn't be here, but I'm here because I'm a member of the old school seniors. So if you have any questions about her application, I could answer. And I think she's at the end of the day.
She is, and we will do the Pike Bay one first, though. Was she there first on the agenda? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, she said 11:15-ish.
Pardon me?
She said 11:15-ish. I was co-opted this morning.
Yes, well, we're ready.
Anyway, so I'm Michael Latimer. I'm the treasurer of the Pike Bay Community Association. Just go by what Debbie gave me here. So I'll just start off what we're asking for, which is $2,000 to improve the safety of the community building. The floors in the building are the original part was concreted. The addition is wood. So there's a bit of a lip, when you pour concrete, and the wood is spongy in a lot of spots. So we'd like to take all that out, get rid of that lip so we don't have people stumbling. As you appreciate, a lot of the people in there are seniors. So that's what the ask is for. And we'll replace the carpet as part of that. So as the community association, we've had another very successful year. We're averaging about 2,000 annual participants of all age groups, tending to be more the senior 55 plus crowd. Monarch butterflies, turtle boxes, basic CPR and AED training. Very popular session on heat pumps. We're running seated soak, yoga, Tai Chi, and lots of hands-on stuff like with clay, cardstock, wool felting, fused glass, arrangements, Swedish weaving, whatever that is, gnome making and buttons. So they've had music groups use it with some funding from you through the Seniors Active Living Center. We ran quite a few workshops that were very well attended. So thanks for that. So I think that's really all I wanted to say.
All right, Mike, that's good. I was down at the Pike Bay.
Or 60th.
Yeah, at your 60th.
Yeah.
And you've done a lot of work on that
The
building.
heat pumps we put in made a crazy difference on the usability of the building. I can't believe what the difference they made with, you know, the ladies, gentlemen playing euchre at night. It gets rid of the chill. And when wasn't really hot summer, but when it's hot, it's nice to.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
It is, yeah. And the hydro costs are way less than last year because they were using ineffective little personal heaters, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So that worked well. So yeah, so it's becoming a very comfortable, dry place. So
Yeah, I know Debbie is kind of the main driver of
force
that.
to be reckoned with. Yes. So you see, yeah.
Yeah.
So she co-opted me at 6 o'clock this morning if I would come here today.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Good. Well, thank you for your presentation and lots of good work being done in
Thank you for
community center there.
listening to me. Thank you.
Take care. And Sharon, you're part of the old schoolhouse club for seniors.
I wanted to be here, but as you know, she was called to jury duty, and that is one duty you can't say no to,
No.
although I have.
Yeah.
You must have had some special reason. Yeah, well. Pat asked me to speak. The club is 60 years old. And it's the only United Senior Citizen member on the Bruce. And what that means, the group of United Senior Citizens meet throughout Grey Bruce, and they also have what I like to call a seat at the table of our government, which would be Mr. Cho. And they bring senior issues to the government to talk about resolutions. And it does bring about changes for seniors. And she would like to advertise and bring the old schoolhouse seniors more visible in our peninsula. And that's why she's asking for expenses to set up a website. What we have right now is not really working that well. We have 50 members. At one time, there were 100. And so we're hoping that membership will grow. They meet at the Legion the first Tuesday of the month for a luncheon and often a speaker or a game. And at the end of the month, the last Tuesday, they have a dinner and then they have a speaker on a certain issue related to senior wellness, or they have one of our local musicians come and entertain. And she feels that by having a website and the proper email, people will be able to RSVP, whether they're coming to the luncheons, whether they're coming to the dinners, and that will be more easily to track so that the caterers can be given those numbers. Now, I'm not sure if that is something that in the past our council has funded, but she has written it all in her application, the cost of setting up the website.
All right. Thank you, Sharon. Something we can consider anyway, for sure.
Yes.
And any questions of Sharon? That's pretty well the setting up the website is the main.
Yes, it's the main part of the
application.
And
All right. All right, Sharon, thank you kindly.
you're welcome.
All right, so we were on that, is Mike on? So we will hop back to number 4, which is the request for $500 or less. And if there's any questions there on those.
Could I just point out that the Tobermory Garden Club should be 500, not 1,000, and pickleball is not in there and it's at 500, so it works out to the same amount, but.
So the Tobermory pickleball is in.
Yeah, 500.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, and I'm sorry, the garden.
The garden club should be 500, not 1,000.
Mine does say 500. Or at least on this.
I meant on my sheet, on my spreadsheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah. All right, so I guess quickly, while we're on the number 4, is there any there that you question or?
Anything on there that wasn't on there last year?
I'd have to go to Patrice's spreadsheet. Well, this game here on the bottom definitely wasn't, I don't think. Mahjong Mavericks, whatever that is, yeah. Lions Head District Curling Club. Sorry, and I forget, what was that? No, that was for new curlers, I believe. They did that last year, I believe, too. It was something, running a program to try and introduce new people to curling, I believe was the reason for that. My internet is on and off, like it just. Like I can't get to anything here. Eh? It does. Okay, that's unacceptable. Yeah, you can ask for anything. We can't read. Okay, yeah, sometimes you get back in and other times you just don't. It won't let you back in.
Is there something?
I was going to check on that. Lisa, have we given to the Memorial Gardens scattering? Yeah.
Yes, we did give 500 last year.
Okay. All right, so just on that list there, requests for 500 or less, are we opposing any of them?
I think I'd have to know about whatever a dong is, and how that works, like
they tried to explain it in their write-up, yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't get to it.
I've given away my machine.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I did take a look at these.
I think they have around 5 or 6 members or something like that right now, and they're trying to introduce people to this new game, I guess.
Can I ask just a little bit about our protocol on this? So do we come back and revisit this when we're making, that, and do we know when that would be?
If we can finish, so we have Mike Haythorne to come. And if Mike is on.
He's not on yet, but we believe he's joining by Zoom. His time, I believe, is 11:20, so it might still be a little early.
It is. So. So we can start and go back. Right on item number 1. At 9 a.m., the request.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll what? So if you want to go back, we'll start at 9 o'clock. Bruce Ben shed. We gave them 2 last year, Teresa. I don't have, if you could draw or pull your. Okay. Yeah.
Last year we gave them, 2025, 2,000.
Okay.
1,000 in 2024, 2 in 2025.
So what's your thought? They do a lot of work.
I think they're doing lots, they're growing. I think
Yep.
it's money well spent.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Light and Life Chapel, Laura Bryan.
I just had a question and I was hoping to find ask for the original rules as far as community funding was. Because we have a number of requests from churches this year, and I just didn't know like what, because I know previously we have said no to business. And because it wasn't part of the bylaw or whatever. So, but I did not really know what we were doing regarding churches. And if they're doing outreach programs that involve the community in total, is that different than something where we're donating directly to brick and mortar at the church? So I just wasn't sure what our background was that. And like right now we've been asked for, well, 52,000
Yes.
in monetary. So are we, what is our end goal realistically?
Well, Teresa said we did say something about 0.5% of our, on our budget, and so that comes to $47,000, I believe.
So we're real close on this, but.
Yeah, but
So-
last year we contributed 40,000, wasn't it, Teresa? Actual,
4,540.
what was it?
I've got it on here that it was 40,540.
Yes, you're right.
And then 35,000 in kind.
Yes, yes. So last year, so if we were to jump to 52,000, we would increase our budget by 12,000 bucks. So, but if we stay within the 0.5, it's $47,000. So it depends where we want to stay. If we want to, and I don't know, like when we start doing something for other buildings, like other than like, so the heat pump for the church, I'm not sure. Like, I know it's unfortunate, but
Well, I think that's because we have several requests here, so I guess maybe for me, I just don't know where the original terms stand on that.
well, when you look at the criteria, it's hard to not fit them in. Like it's hard. Like there were those 4 criteria, and social, cultural, and I forget what they were, but I was thinking the same thing. It's in Teresa's report. So if you go to if you don't have a computer on there, Smokey, but Teresa.
Yeah, I had it printed off for me right here.
Oh, well, you're lucky.
Funding policy, but
Yeah, so
there's gray areas for sure.
Yeah.
Needs
So
for
it says
project.
community service, arts and culture, social services and the environment. So it's hard to community services. If you look at that, it's pretty broad.
You can make the link between having a warmer, cool room and social services. It's tenuous, I think. But
yeah. I just don't know how far it goes if we start going outside. Like then we have every church asking for. I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Mayor, but Mike is now on the line if you wanted to do that
We
presentation.
will jump to Mike. Yep. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. It can't be. Hi, Mike.
We're working on this whole Zoom thing, eh? Like it's okay. Are we here?
You're on, Mike. You can go.
Okay. All right. So since I'm halfway across the world, I've been nominated to to do the government grant speech for the Legion. And I had a list of things that I would like to say, but I think bottom line is that we donate thousands of dollars every year, but our main purse seems to be a little bit narrow this year. And the reason why is because our volunteers are starting to fade away for our dances, and we only had 4 dances this year. And that's mainly our moneymaker to get us through the winter. We do a lot of fundraising, dinners, that kind of hamburger night. We had chili night last week. And we do make a little bit of money, but we do need a new furnace. We're trying to put together some funding for a new furnace this year. At the rate we're going, it looks like we may run out of money by the spring. Candace is retiring in December. We've opted to do volunteer work through December to March and not hire a new bartender until April to get them started for the May season. So we are running a little bit of tight schedule, tight money this year. More so than the previous years that we've actually had more donations, more volunteers. And as well as I do, the volunteers just, they're just not there anymore. The people that volunteer that I know what I did for even Chichima weekend for 40 years in the past, the people aren't stepping up to replace the elder generation that have been doing this for so many years. So bottom line is, I think we would appreciate this grant to look into a new heating system. It probably won't take place until the spring now or March, because the HVAC people obviously are very busy right now. And we do have to make a decision of which way we are going to go, whether we're going to try to replace the existing furnace or whether we're going to try to do a heat pump system. And I have installed 2 heat pump systems in my house, and I think that is the most efficient way to go now. So we're actually looking into a similar product. And we will hire, obviously we have to hire local electricians and that, because.
All right.
Anyways.
That's your presentation, Mike? In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, yes. That's pretty much all I have. The Legion does donate thousands of dollars every year to schools, to the Heart and Stroke, to you name it. Smokey can contest on how much we donate. We have lots of money in the donation account, but our personal account for doing our own thing, we had to take a building fund to do our roof, and that actually went out pretty well. We're trying desperately to do charity work and to get our own funding for the Legion itself, not for charity. We have lots of money in the charity accounts, but we can't use them, obviously.
Okay, so is there a rule that you can't use that, Mike, or what is that?
No, what we get out of the charity funds, i.e. the Nevada account, is strictly for charity. We cannot use that money at all. That is the thing.
That's a decision of the board, is it? Or is that?
No,
is that
that's the Legion. That's why we do Poppy funds. That's why we do Nevada funds. That's why we do everything. There is one other thing that I would like to bring up while I have your attention, if you don't mind. We are not allowed through the municipality rules to sell Nevada tickets during the meat draw. And it is strictly because of the municipality licensing. Now, the licensing has been brought up to different municipalities through different legions, and they have accepted selling other tickets during another draw. And that is something that I would like to introduce to the council if you're not aware of it. That is one of the bylaws that is in place, which does restrict us in gaining other monies for charitable donations.
Yeah, as far as licensing is concerned, or tickets, it's not my bailiwick, Mike. I have to see. I think Cheryl, isn't it? Cheryl is the one that looks. Okay, well, we have the authority right here. So, Lindsay, explain that to us, please.
Hi, Mike. So when I took over lottery licensing for the municipality, I was instructed that that's how it was previously done, that during meat draws, the Nevada licenses were to be, or the Nevada tickets were to be put away until the meat draw had concluded. As far as I'm aware, that's how it was done previously, but I'd be more than happy just to double check with the rules of the AGCO for you.
That would be wonderful, Lindsay. Thank you so much. There are other legions that are approaching their municipalities and have had success in changing. So the more we can donate money and raise money, and this is charitable. This is not strictly for the Legion purposes. This is all charity. So this is monies for donation purposes only. And this is the main reason why the Legion is existing.
Mike, I would like to just, if you have the names of those municipalities, like what and how they approached it, I'd be interested to see what they did. And
Milt, I would be more than happy to give them to you had I not be halfway across the world right now. I can certainly get an email together, and when I get home, we're supposed to fly in the snowstorm this weekend. Welcome home. But I will gladly get an email. Lindsay, could I send that to you?
Absolutely. Send it to Lindsay. Yep.
Okay. There has been other success on that, and it's purpose for donation only. It's not for the benefit of the Legion, and that's what we do.
Okay, Mike, Smokey.
Yeah, well, I just want to say, like, on the ladies auxiliary, and we have what we make at bingos, other donations. Like, we donate ladies auxiliary a lot to the community, but we are guided by the Legion, and there's certain things can go certain places, and we have donated to our own Legion what we can. And the other there's been a lot of Legions closed. I don't know the numbers exactly today, but it's pretty scary. And we've been lucky for a small community to keep our Legion in Tobermory. And if you live in Tobermory in the winter, you know how vital it is to keep the social aspect. A lot of people just turn up for the meat draw and they're gone by whenever, and it's not open full time. But we do a lot of the lunches for funerals there, and the Ladies Auxiliary does. And it's important. The Tobermory Legion is very important to Tobermory, especially in the off season. So I wanted to throw that in there because they do, you know, and we're the Legion, and I'm sure I'm not at their meetings, but I'm certainly at the Ladies Auxiliary meetings. We're pretty directed in how our funds are spent. So that's what makes it difficult to you know, put things like they're asking for here.
Okay, I agree with you, Smokey. It's a very important facility in Tobermory. Okay, thank you, Mike. Enjoy your holiday.
Thank you, Council. Well, just to say, it's not much warmer here than it is at home right now. So, but anyways,
Okay.
I appreciate your time, Council. Thank you very, very much. And I'm just glad I was able to get all this technical stuff done. Thank you, Lindsay, for your help.
Yeah. Yeah, good
And
for you.
I will get you an email as soon as I get home.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Okay. We will go to those requests again. We do have about half hour or so to kind of whistle through these, and now this. Yeah, great. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So is anyone have any concern with the first group of presentations that we had? So that's taking us right to the end there where Mike finished. There's all the requests that are in there. Teresa, I do have so that this windbreak that they're talking about for the pickleball tennis court. So that is that something that we have to coordinate with the school, or that's something that
we do have to provide notice to the school of any changes that we do to the pickleball courts.
So, yeah. So what's your thought on the first group there? And I guess Smokey did bring up a point. Are we trying to get down to even what we said we were interested in doing, which is 0.5, which is the 47? Yes, Rob.
So I got a couple of thoughts. I've just been mulling it over here while Mike was talking. So, I mean, all these people are here, obviously, they have a need.
Yeah.
And you can make a case for their need meeting any of these requirements we have for asking for a donation. And I sort of went through the list again. A lot of them are one-time only requests. For instance, we need $2,000 to replace the heat pump, or we need X, blah, blah. So it's not going to be a yearly occurrence. No, I'm just going to say that.
I'm pretty sure they might be back.
We have news
I
for
could be
you.
wrong.
You beat me to the punch, but that being said, I would think we should probably sort of look at all of these and say yes. And I mean, it's a question of what was the difference? $5,000?
Yep.
Well, and we have some here that are 2,000. And like we started the men's shed because we weren't really certain when they began, and we've upped that. But originally, if we're not really, aware of what they're going to do, I have no problem, starting somebody out, seeing where it goes on a lesser amount. From 2,000, right? Like, I don't really know this Community Support Action Committee. I don't know them all that well. We're asking for and some of these, I don't want to pick them out, but I just think as we go through these, we should maybe think about that. If it's a new request, if we're not really sure, we can support them in some regard and see where that goes. Like I said, we started out I remember saying, I don't really know about this Bruce Men's Shed, and we started them out at $1,000. You saw them in the community, you saw what they were doing, so we upped it 2025 to 2, which is our maximum. But
yeah, so we could pick the new requests out and debate the amount we were going to give them. I would that Light and Life Chapel, that would be one of the first new requests.
yes, they're yes, and there's a few here like the heat pump, like maybe we could help with that. But I mean, this is just some suggestions I have before we overall view. If we are indeed, we need to pare this down by about $5,000.
Yeah.
And see where next year brings us or whatever.
So Teresa, just before, are there ones here that we have not included in this? And are there, wasn't there, or did you include them? I forget. The ones at the end there were some that you, or what did you?
No, I think everything's been included.
Okay.
I know you'd mentioned the hydro at
right.
Yeah.
Yes. So the hydro at that building, which is our building, Teresa has said, maybe, so what buildings were you thinking of, Teresa, when you said that?
I think there's only 2 that the seniors and Stokes Bay are the only 2 buildings that we own that we don't pay the hydro on.
Oh, okay. So I'm just trying to see them if we maybe we do have to go down to one at a time here, because if there's the $500 mixed in there too. So the Bruce Men's Shed, and just stop me here. And then there's the art show, which we consistently give to Bruce Peninsula Biosphere Association Astronomy, which we have consistently give to the observatory, consistently gave that. Footprints program, Bruce Peninsula Society of Artists, Christchurch Lions Head heat pump replacement, $2,000. Where did I want that?
That could be one of the ones we move back to 1,000 and see what's that. I think they're in process. It shows support, but it is a new request. I'm just talking, going through this. It's
all right. Let's try.
If we have to cut back, then
let's see where we go with that. Then we'll start there and see where we end up. And then there's the Scattering Gardens, Crime Stoppers, Grey Bruce. That's out. E-bike social. I don't know whether that thing will ever. I would like to see some. Hopefully by next year you can see some.
because we gave 2,000 to that last year as well.
Yes, we did.
To help buy those bikes.
Yeah. the Friends of the Library Community Outreach, which is,
It's only 500, yeah.
yeah, Golden Dawn, 2,000 again. Hooked on the Bruce, there's one there, Hooked on the Bruce, 984.
We can make that an even 500. I mean, it's just dollars, but it's.
Let's see where we go with that.
Yeah.
And then the Light and Life Chapel Youth Program, it's 1,000, it's the first to go. You want to, is that 500 or?
Yeah, I would think, let's try five. Well, just if we're doing rough figures here.
Yeah. And the Lions Head District Curling Club Equipment Maintenance. That's a $500. District of the Food Bank. Last year was 11, now it's 15.
I think that's points to where our economy's going, and
it's needed.
Yeah.
Lions Head District Minor Bowl, Lions Head Farmers Market.
I'm wondering, okay, I'm gonna just say this, I'm gonna get in trouble. But the farmers markets.
Yes.
We have two in Tobermory, so-called. The one's only charging $5 to the vendors for whatever they do. And even, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna get in trouble, but the money that the Tobermory one collects covers their costs.
I forget what the $500 was for this one. It's Summit. I forget what it was.
Signage and website.
Yes, okay.
Like I've seen the budget for, but anyway, out of all these things, and I know we want to keep fees, they are good for the community, and want to keep fees low.
Yeah. But
I have seen the budgets for some of them, and the fees are covering the costs. That's just my take on that. So we have 500 the All Seasons Market, 1,000 Tobermory and Chamber of Commerce, Tobermory Marketplace, and what is it for the Lions Head? 500. So we could, let's put that's $2,000. We could put that, and I'm a fan of them because and they're good for the areas, but I'm just saying if they're collecting enough, or if they're not collecting anything from their vendors.
They better. You mean?
Well, I'm just saying that should our taxpayers be funding that, but I'm not saying they're not valuable. I'm just, if we've got to cut some money here.
All right, let's go with that then. So that's, how much is that, 2, you said? Yes. Was it?
Yes. And if we do, we'll have to just decide, are we going to fund the markets or not? Because there's 3 of them here that have asked for money.
Yeah. Well, the one is waiving of fees basically to the outreach, or the, what's
the All Seasons Market only charges $5 per vendor.
Oh, yeah. But didn't they ask for the fees to be waived at during the off season at the community center? I believe they asked for the.
Well, that hasn't happened though.
We haven't waived the fees?
I don't think so.
We'll double check that waiving of fees thing. So we will take that 2 out then just for now till we see.
Because I know for the at least before Christmas, I know that the Northern Market, the Chamber of Commerce Market pays the Tobermory the fee for the community center. And I'm sure that the Tobermory All Season Market are paying the fees for the Tobermory Chamber, or for the rental.
So the Lions Head Farmers Market, so we're taking those out. So
it's just a suggestion.
Well, we'll just go with that for now. It's for the
and you'll note they're new this year.
And then there's a Lions Head Friendship Club, the Hydro Bills. You know, my 2 cents on that place, it's a busy spot. And I agree with Therese, maybe we need to, there are buildings and do we need to have a look at that? Should we be being a little more present in those or? But I'm willing to listen to any, whatever you like here. That was the friendship club. What do you want to do with that one?
Yeah, how are they covering their hydro expenses? Just
Like
through
their-
membership fees or in credits?
Their hydro expenses are $3,700 or something like that. They, yeah, they just cover them with.
Like internally with their own.
Yeah.
Well, that's, to me, that is a really like a community facility.
It
I
is.
think it should be our responsibility in actual fact, but
should too.
I don't have any trouble with that.
All right, we'll move on then. Unless somebody speaks out on that one. The figure skating club, and Teresa made a point there in her notes that, you know, we did say something about ice and maybe they need to rephrase how they approach this. So, but we have helped them in the past, the figure skating club. And then the next one, number 22 is the Mahjong Mavericks. Mahjong Mavericks, whatever that is. And as I said, she did explain it. And what do you want to do with that one? What's your thought on that?
It's a tough one.
It is.
We give them 250 and see what they do with that
Yes.
next year.
I agree with you. And then there's the Northern Bruce Seniors Center. That's senior. That's Sharon Coulter. Yeah. What's your thought on that one?
It's a traditional support except for 2020. Yeah, we did it 2024, 2025.
They do try to help.
2026.
Northern Brisbane is a stray cat.
These people are doing so much work on their own.
Got such a pretty cat.
I'm sorry, I have to support it because they named a cat after me. It's hard looking and old, so I know it's right.
Okay.
It's even got a chip out of its ear.
Yeah.
No.
All right, we'll go to the old schoolhouse club. Promotions, recruitment, and retention of members.
I don't know. This is new.
It is.
I am of that I don't even know, but $2,000 I think is
$1,000. Would that hit you or no?
I don't even know much about these people, but Sharon
okay.
represents it, so it's. I mean, it's obviously legit. 50 members, but I'm wondering if this is something we can put $1,000 to and
$1,000 it is.
see what happens.
See where it goes.
Yeah.
And that's the Mindset Summer Music.
That's a good program.
It is a good program. Peninsula Family Health Scheme. That's good.
Yeah, they're all over and
Yeah,
I gotta
pickleball.
get one.
Pickleball Lions Head. Upgrade. This is for the wind stuff.
Well, last year we gave 1,000.
Yep.
And
1,000?
well, that would be my suggestion.
Anybody disagree with that? 1,000. All right.
We've done a lot for pickleball.
Yep, Pike Bay Community Center Association floor. I agree with that one, actually. They are doing a lot with that old building and it looks good and it even it doesn't smell musty or anything like it with these new heat pumps they put
Yeah,
in.
I watch what they're doing on, they post on, Facebook and stuff. They're doing a lot of stuff.
And then there's the Royal Canadian Legion. So that's restoration of cenotaphs. Kind of a hard one, not, that's they should be kept up now. I guess it's at our responsibility. 2,000 it is. Royal Canadian Legion Branch 290 fundraiser, replace the furnace. Let's go with them.
They need it. They do.
Sources of knowledge. Consistently, we fund them. The St. Edmunds Public School playground. They're working hard.
Yeah.
They really, they've done a lot better than I
Wow.
expected.
Tobermory All Seasons Market, it's gone. Tobermory and Northern Brisbane's Chamber of Commerce, that's gone. Tobermory Community Gardens Group, $1,000.
That's the one that should be 500.
Yes, that's okay, Trace. Yeah, so, but you say it cancels out because
The pickleball for Tobermory is 500.
the Tobermory meeting place, 2,000. That's a good program they run there.
Yeah, and I think they're facing stricter, as we all will be, stricter, like they're not getting the money in that perhaps they used to.
Tobermory Outreach Fund. That's a good thing they're doing. All right, now District Agriculture Society 500. Now, this is one. I did attend that last year. I was invited down to it for the opening ceremonies and I was impressed. They have quite a fair.
And I see a bunch of our kids from Lion's Head and whatnot, they're growing vegetables and submitting them. And so our municipality residents are actually being involved.
I couldn't believe all the things that were there. I hadn't been at it for a number of years, but it's really good.
We could do what we did last year, 200.
I would go with the 500 for them.
Okay, you were there.
Because I was surprised at the number of our people that are down there.
Well, I just saw on Facebook like the local kids winning things and whatnot, so.
And then there's a request for waive fees only. These are Lion's Head, yeah. Peninsula Adventure Sports. Anybody have any problem with any of those listed there? And that brings us down to the bottom. Basically. Teresa, what do we have? Please.
I can tell you.
So do you want me to just run through what changed or?
Sure, we better verify that.
Okay, so the heat pump replacement for Christchurch, we reduced it to 1,000.
Yes.
The rug hooking to 500. Light and Life, we reduced to 500. The farmers markets, we took that funding, so that was 2,000.
Yep.
The Friendship Club Hydro, are we taking that on as?
It's left in there, I think.
We're leaving it in, or are we paying the hydro?
Yep. Yes, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I wonder if that should be in a separate category altogether.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It's not, it's not affect our budget, but we have to decide what we're going to do with our own building. I think we do.
Yeah.
Well, maybe for this year, we give them this and then look week after. Yeah,
So
I don't know.
So, yeah.
To maybe assist council, and this is that, it is our building. We do pay, and and this is for the overall arching of all of our buildings, is that essentially, if, for instance, payment doesn't occur, the bills will come back to us anyway. So I think really it's in the best interest for us for record keeping, our climate action plan, those types of things. If we were to actually take over any of our own municipal buildings, that we would actually do the utilities on them.
And we pay all the heating costs for the road repair.
Yes, yeah.
So,
Give the seniors a break.
yeah, they need a break.
But yeah,
Okay, so then for this year, if we just leave it here or what? I'll skip it where we want to go. So for this year, do we do 2,000?
see where we are. We got to the end.
Well, we can actually. Yeah, we can take that out and it's still, we should wind up at 47,000 roughly. If that's where we're, Teresa, and we will continue on with that. We'll take it out.
So, yeah, if we remove it, we will just take over the payment of the insurance and put it in our budget for 2026.
Okay. All right. So we take it out. So Trees. And that'll put us down.
Yep. So the Majon, we put that to 250.
Yes.
Old Schoolhouse Club to 1,000.
Yeah.
And pickleball to 1,000.
Yes.
So
there was something else. The word was the 500. But
so we took 500 off for the garden club, but added 500 back on for pickleball and Tomori.
Yes. Okay. All right. What was that for us?
So if we take the friendship club hydro off of there, it's 44,214.
There you go. Are we good? Are we good with that?
As long as everybody feel like, I mean, I don't want to take away from some of these, but I do think if we do one for one, we have to do it for all like the marketplaces and not that they're not good for the community, but they have an ability to raise that money.
Yeah. And what was the figure again? Trees 44.
Kind of odd numbers there, but 44,214.
So it's about 10% more than last year.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really bothering you about the farmers market. We can give them all $500.
I think we should just leave it the way it is and they want to make a better case next year for show us their budgets.
Yep.
Because I think that's imperative because they do have budgets and yeah.
Okay.
I probably have a conflict, but this is reverse conflict because I'm a member.
So I'm just going to go to number 5 on the agenda, the request to waive fees. Number 5, and I'm just going to keep going if no one stops me. Number 6, request for 500 or less request. So Teresa, these are all accounted for number 6, right?
Yes, they are.
And number 7 is Teresa's report, which we gave Teresa direction on. And do you want a resolution of some sort, Alex, coming out of this or what?
Yes, please, Mr. Mayor. I think if we have council move and second the recommendation with Teresa's report, I think that captures the direction that we need.
We can add, let's say, well, like amendments to the request, or how do you want to word that? We accept council's direction regarding the request. Yeah. So move Rod, seconder, Todd. Any comments on that one? Call the vote, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Other business. Bylaw. We have a confirmatory bylaw. Moved and seconded by Smokey. Todd. Motion to adjourn. Smokey and Rod. All right, that concludes our morning session, and we will be back at 1 o'clock for our regular council meeting.